Welcome to Horseshoe'n Time, filmed live at the Farrier's National Research Center and School here in Villanelle, Georgia. Hey, if you want your horse to be active, whether it's showing, trail riding, or pleasure riding, he needs to be healthy, in good physical condition, and properly trimmed or shod. After all, a happy horse makes a happy owner. In 1989, Ralph Casey began using a high-speed video camera and an adjustable shoe to study how to make horses perform better and run faster without injury. Casey became the leader in the field of farrier science. His research sparked such an interest, a group was formed to build the first Farrier's National Research Center in the world. The purpose of the FNRC is to continue the study of shoeing and balancing a horse, not only to make the horse perform better, but to stop some of the serious injuries created from improper shoeing. Today, Casey can make the horse perform better and run faster than ever before. Horse owners are fortunate to have access to the only Farrier National Research Center in the U.S. dedicated to the study of farrier science. And here to tell us more is our host of Horseshoe'n Time, Ralph Casey.
Hey y'all, we're here at Horseshoe'n Time with Jacki Thomas. We're going to do a little saddle fit demonstration today, and I'll just let you take off with it.
Alrighty. Well, I'm an equine massage therapist and a saddle fitter, as well as a nutritionist and a farrier now. I have gotten into the saddle fitting, and I focus on it because I have come across so many of our customers, our horse owners, who have come to me with problems with their horses, and we try to come up with a reason for the cause of the problem, not just mask the problem. So 80% of my customers that are equine massage customers tend to have saddle or riding horses. And 80% of those riding horses have issues that we often link to the saddle fit. I'm going to just give a quick anecdote, if I may. I call it the stupid horse. The stupid horse is a horse that back in 2000 I had a horse that came back from the trainer. She was a 4-year-old. She went off to training. I spent a good $1,000 in training on her. She came back and she was wonderful. She was my worthy show horse as well as my trail horse, and she came into my barn as one super spectacular $6,500 horse. I was happy to have her. Well, this was about, I think I got her back in March. She had been in training for a few months, and she had her walk, her jog, her canter, her nice way of going down the trail. Well, I had her home for about a month, and I was riding her with my favorite saddle, the favorite saddle that I had had on my reining horses from years before. And I was pretty proud of this saddle because it was a really nice, expensive saddle, had the beautiful silver on it. Well, I put that on that horse, and I continued riding her, training her to maintain her for the upcoming show season, and I would also trail ride her in that saddle. Here's how it went. The first month was great. The horse was turning around. She was stopping hard. She would roll back. She executed her lead departures beautifully, and she was doing her flying lead changes. I'd take her down the trail. She was happy to go. She loved it. Another month went by. We were doing our lead changes a little less pretty. Our executions of leads were okay, but I had a problem with my right lead. We'd go down the trail, and typically she was really happy to be going down the trail, but she started doing this thing about 20 minutes into the trail and decided, I'm not going anymore. And I'd kick her with a spur and say, yes, you are. She'd say, yes, ma'am, I'm going. And we'd go down the trail some more. Another 2 weeks went by, and the horse would sit there. Her ears were going a lot, and she'd shake her head, and she'd stop. And I thought, you stupid horse, what is wrong with you? And I'd kick her, and she'd say, no, I'm not going any farther. I'd kick her again. She'd say, yes, ma'am, I'm going. I'd work her in my arena. I'd ask for that lead change, and she'd swish that tail, and she wouldn't do it. I'd kick her harder, swish that tail, and finally she'd do her lead change. Another month went along, and I was starting to call her my stupid horse more and more. Her name went from Mitzi to stupid pretty quickly. So as I'm going along another month, I'm really into show season. She's biting at other horses that are around. She's not going down the trail very nicely. Then all of a sudden she gets lame. I've got this horse that has this mysterious lameness. I'm trying to figure out just where the lameness is coming from, and I'm pretty sure my farrier is causing the problem. So I talk to my farrier, and I say, I think you're doing something wrong with the shoes. Something's wrong. And the farrier says, well, we can try this. He watches her and shoes her according to this mysterious lameness that she has. 6 weeks goes along, and the horse is still lame, tripping as we're going down the trail now. She's bobbing her head. She's switching those ears back and forth in conjunction with the tail. In the arena, she doesn't want to go into the arena. When I go to saddle her, she is playing the catch me if you can game as I'm approaching her with my saddle. And what I'm finding is my farrier is not very good. So I call my farrier up again and I say, she's worse and I think it's the shoeing. He comes out, resets the shoes, it's no better. I'm pretty sure that it's still something is wrong. So I've called my vet. My vet says, well, you can change the shoes. Maybe you need to put this on or that on. We look at the nutrition of the horse. We look at where the horse is being housed. We look at the other horses that the horse is with. Everything is good. So I can only assume that it's my farrier. So I continue to do my training and my showing and my trail riding with my horse. I've decided to fire the farrier. It must be the farrier, so I have a new farrier. The new farrier shows up. He looks at this, and I'm telling him that I want these done right because my horse is now lame. She's going down the trail. She's getting a bad attitude. I call her stupid more and more. And my farrier has earned the name as well because this is the second farrier that is ruining my horse. Well, the third farrier comes along and he says, dang, I'm glad that I'm not in a competition against the other farrier because that shoe job is perfect. But he's willing to take my money and take my business, so he says, I think I can fix this. And he gives it a shot too. Well, I've gotten to about October with this horse. We've had a mediocre year. She's stumbling, she's fighting me going down the trail, she's making me chase her. She's in fact turning around and biting at my feet now, and turning around and biting me as I'm mounting her. And I'm pretty sure that what I've got on my hands is a big bad train wreck about to happen. But I give her the spur, kick her on, and to make her go. So, as all is going along in October, we're really just trail riding at this point. This horse is now soling up, stopping. She's starting to rear because I'm trying to get her to go, and she's saying, I can't, I'm not going to. The whole time I'm saying, you stupid horse.